Hi, I'm Jake Florian. Nice to see all you guys again. I missed my presentation last week, but I'm back. We were tasked with putting together a social network. So for mine, I came up with a relatively simple idea. Every year, I attend multiple music festivals, and in order to attend them, I look them up online and then go and enjoy them, meet lots of people. So I figured, perfect idea for a social network, a place where you can find festivals and keep track of people you've met. So I came up with Festivalife.org, a social network for your festival experience. This is my landing page. The top got cut off with, that's just a screenshot from the browser. Relatively simple bootstrap layout like we were tasked with. I'm trying to keep it simple because visual design doesn't really come naturally to me, so it's been a learning experience. You can click here to find your festival, the button at the bottom. This is what your home page looks like. These would be pictures of your own pictures that would go through. You can search festivals, you can search friends. There's a recent activity where you can see different events that have happened, different people that have joined, different photo uploads, festivals coming up, etc. This is the typical profile page. It's somewhat incomplete where this nav bar is concerned. This space will be filled by these different things on the nav bar. So this is Music Dude 9000's page. You put a little subscript to say something about yourself. Upload your pictures. The nav bar at the top sticks through all the different pages, and that works for navigating between profiles, home pages, and event pages. Event pages keep a similar theme. Different factors here on the nav bar. You can see the lineups, the schedule, accommodations that are available, and tickets. And I'm getting through the JavaScript to be able to navigate through all those different tabs. I've done it before with my chat program, so I'm using the same kind of concepts. So I think this is super handy because not like just myself, this is something that I feel like I would use and other people that go to festivals would use too. So competition was a factor. I looked into it this week and the idea has been done, but it hasn't been done well. A couple cases here. I picked out a couple to show you guys. This is musicfestivalnation.com. The design should look familiar. They built it in Bootstrap too. This is an actual real site. From what I can determine, it's hard because they do have the social feature. They have lots of events, but they really only have about 50 different events. There's hundreds of festivals that go on in North America alone every year, and they've got about 50. And from user accounts, I'm only seeing updates from about 10 or 12 users, so it's only within the last month, so I'm thinking that this is just something that they started getting going and have their friends using. This was probably the cleanest one. You can search festivals and artists. It's a lot of the same things as mine. The one thing that do different is also incorporate a ride share aspect where you can ask for rides. I don't really know how useful that would be in the big picture, but
not if they've only got 50 users.
What's that?
Not if they've only got 50 users.
Yeah. So this next one is musicfestivaljunkies.com. They had 15 festivals there. It's again the same concept but with no social aspect. So this kind of seems a little bit incomplete. I tried their search, but there's so little content there that it's really hard to see how dynamic their search is. Musicfestivals.net, you can see, probably can't read that, but it says since 1996 this has been the #1. They have over 15,000 festivals.
I believe them when they say since 1996.
Yeah, exactly. So this was the most comprehensive data. They have everything, but when you go and search through this page, it's just text. Like it's ancient. So maybe when I'm building mine, I could use some information from their site. But
like their RSS feed?
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about competition. And then there was this site which also had a number, but half of it was just spam too. So it was barely a site, even though it did have a lot of different festivals from all over the world. So how can I be better than these? Number one, awareness and utility. I only found these four were the only 4 good ones that I could find out of the first 6 pages of Google searches, looking specifically for something like search words pertaining to what I'm trying to build. So I think I can do better on that, like get the word out. And the utility of actually having a functioning database that's easy to navigate. Number 2, focus on North America. There's over 300 festivals that have already been announced for 2015. That feels like a manageable number, and realistically, I went to Cuba once for a week, and other than that, I've never even been off of North America, so I'm just going to focus on the North American festivals and how they work, because Europe's a whole other monster with way more going on. And the comprehensive database, like I said, some of these other competitive sites, they were really good sites, but they had 20 festivals, 50 festivals. It's not useful if you can't have access to everything. So in doing that, I started to just compile my own database. Off the top of my head, I got 26, which was better than almost every other site in the world, save 2. I didn't even Google any of that. That was just from what I know from my own personal research. So I think the key for like this to ultimately be successful is just to work hard and do a good job and keep it simple. So it seems like a manageable task. And one last thing, the one site that I did like the most, the Bootstrap one that I showed you, I researched all through their site, and I wanted to see like who's actually making this stuff, and these are the 2 guys that built it. So if I can't code and build a product better than these 2, I may as well just give up. Thanks.
So you're planning on building the database of festivals yourself?
Yeah.
Are you allowing people to enter their own festivals in there?
A lot of places do that, but I don't really see why. I mean, there's only a couple hundred. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking of something on a more local level, right? So
yeah.
What?
I was thinking more big picture, like
Okay.
like 3-4 day festivals, weekend stuff. You know, there's like festivals that have their own Twitter accounts that have a large attendance. Like just start big.
So you're thinking like the Lollapaloozas, like you saw there.
Well,
like
that's what I'm thinking. Like, because obviously all the smaller festivals, there's no resource for that. But the problem right now is there's no resource even for the big festivals that have 100,000, 150,000 attendees. There's no place that you can just go. Like, I'm super into festivals and always looking myself. And like last week, I found another festival that sounds sweet that I just hadn't heard of until I stumbled on it on Twitter. You know what I mean? There's no kind of central place other than each individual festival's each individual site.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so starting big was.
I'm just trying to think of a way for the users to actually build your database of information while at the same time keeping it to something that's actual credible information, right? Because that's really the trade-off you have with something like this. And even if you had, like, I don't know if it would work, but something maybe like the ability to apply to go into the festival database or something, just in case there's one you miss, or there's one that's really like brand new and they want to get out there and make themselves known, and they feel your site would be the best place that would make themselves
I feel like the key to making that successful would be to have completed the database of all the largest festivals myself already to get people there, and then once people are using it, maybe open it up to everything you just said. Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
You know,
Data management is just
so the stuff that I'm interested in, trying bluegrass festivals and like trad music festivals in general.
Yeah.
And so I think those are like longer 2, 3, 4 day events sometimes that have huge followings. Those are people that they'll do a whole Irish trad circuit
For sure.
and so that sort of stuff. So like the Lollapalooza I don't really care about, but I'm still going to try and search and find some information on Grey Fox Music Festival in Europe.
Definitely.
And if your site is the first one that's going to come up, I'm going to search that. If it's not there,
Right.
Yeah. Or like the Jazz Festival in Halifax was the one I was thinking of. Not considered your festival per se, right? As in everybody's not in a field like with one big stage in the center.
Definitely.
But it's still a festival nonetheless, right?
Yeah, I feel the key is just having like a simple interface that like you can easily just look up all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still working on it. So
well, if you wanted to kickstart your database, there may be someone in town who could help you with festivals a bit too. So.
You go up to like the wireframing, the design of the slating yourself for an acquisition.
Partnership.
Exactly.
Like this stuff?
Yeah.
Which page?
Just probably the landing page. I just don't really know what I'm clicking on and where I'm going.
Oh, it's the blue button. I shouldn't have cut off like the browser stuff here. It makes it look like a photo, but
Sorry, go ahead. When I click find your festival, it takes me to the next page.
well, it will take you to a sign-in page, but I didn't have anywhere to actually sign in and save the data yet, so I didn't bother including that.
So there'll be a entirely separate page rather than the landing page for signing in, and then you would get to the.
I guess so. Yeah. I was more focused on like the actual place rather than how you get in, because I knew I wouldn't have a database this week or any way to like actually create accounts.
Okay.
So that just got left behind and I've forgotten.
Okay, so do you have like the wireframing and how you're gonna link through this?
No, I didn't. Not for the sign-ins. No, I didn't really think about it all.
So that I just didn't know how I was gonna maneuver this. I think it's a good idea,
Yeah.
but it's all conceptual. I have no idea how.
Yeah. Well, like the site itself works. Like
You're designing right
Like,
in the browser.
from like here on, it's like a site where you can go through all the different like the toolbars work and stuff.
Okay. It's only local for you right now.
Yeah.
So did you talk to Darren Gallup or anybody at Marcato about?
No, not yet.
Are you? When are you going to?
So,
Just because. So one of the Spark winners last time, somebody was building a plugin for Marcato to help a festival spin up a website really quickly. That would take the data that's already in their Marcato account and plug it into a website. Bam! They have a turnkey website.
okay.
So if then there was this that aggregated all of that content or something, whatever. I'm not going to rebuild the app for you, but like something that worked with Marcato's database that then has a database of festivals, it would be good for Marcato, right? And good for the festivals and good for you.
Right. My friend Matt works there, so maybe I can.
So, you can bootstrap off of things other than Bootstrap.
Yeah. Yeah, I follow. Yeah,
And
that could be a good idea. Go ahead.
I just think where you want to like create this community around each festival, like companies that Marcato works with, festivals that Marcato works with, would love to like manage the community themselves. So if you have these communities in your app, and then like Lollapalooza can give you like 10 grand to like administer that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
When you were searching the competition, were you searching as a developer or as a user
Both.
of a festival? Okay.
Both. Like I searched as basic as like U.S. festivals, and then
alright.
as complex as like festival database, blah blah blah. Like, and that's it. That's literally all that's out there. So, and the rest is just like spam sites and not what it says it is. So that's why I kept really pursuing this idea, because it seems like there's an opportunity, and just with that one site that's already like bootstrapped, it seems like they're kind of like trying to do the same thing. They've gone a bit of a different direction, and it's not really complete, but that's like as recent as a month ago that it looks like their site went up. So who knows? It's something I'm passionate about anyways, right? Like it's something that like primarily I would want to use myself, so that's the motivation. Good?
Awesome.
Thanks.